Evening, everyone. It's Christmas Eve, and as being so, I'm going to give you a story called Grumpy Monkey, Oh No, Christmas. We've done these stories many times before, talking about Grumpy Monkey and all of his ventures. And here is one that we're going to talk about by Susan Lang and illustrated by Max Lang. It was a drizzly December day, just as it had been all week. Chimpanzee wasn't in the mood to celebrate. "Can't it be nice for one stinking day?" Jim sighed, and set out on the wet to search for breakfast. But when he finally found a banana, it was green. "Figures," said Jim, as he tossed his banana aside. "Are you going to eat this?" asked his neighbor Norman. "No," said Jim, "it's not ripe." "It'll ripen in your stomach," said Norman. "You didn't even peel it," Jim said. "The peel's where all the vitamins are," says Norman. "I don't think that's true," said Water Buffalo from beneath the tree. "Who cares if it's true?" said Oxpecker. "It's almost Christmas, and everyone knows green bananas are much more Christmassy than yellow ones, because green is a Christmas color. I'm so excited for Christmas. The weather stinks. The banana stinks. What's there to celebrate when everything stinks?" Jim snapped. "Nothing to celebrate?" Oxpecker couldn't believe it. "But it's such a magical time of year. There are presents and visiting relatives and decorations." "Oh, no, not decorations," said the Water Buffalo. "Of course decorations," said Oxpecker, as she wrapped some berries around Water Buffalo's horns. "Decorations help Christmas cheer," said Jim. "Don't you feel like celebrating now?" "No," said Jim as he stomped away. Jim was so busy stomping he didn't even notice Marabou. "Why are you stomping around, Jim?" asked Marabou. "You should celebrate. It's such a magical time of the year." "Celebrate? Me? I don't feel like celebrating," said Jim. "Maybe a song will help. Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Ugh!" Jim held his ears and stumped on. Night into a puddle of mud. "Hooray! Jim, you're just in time to enjoy some of our holiday treats," croaked Frogs. "Nothing makes you want to celebrate like a fly pot pie. Am I right?" said Bullfrog. "Celebrate? Me? I don't even feel like celebrating," said Jim. Everyone wanted Jim to enjoy this magical time of year. "You should wrap presents and put them under the tree. You should make a card for your mom. Don't forget your dad. You should take a long winter's nap. You should light 7 candles, or 9. You should quietly reflect. You should do something nice for someone else. You should eat sugar plums." But Jim didn't feel like doing any of that. "Why aren't you celebrating, Jim?" asked the others. "It's such a magical time of year. The bananas aren't ripe. I'm soaked. I'm covered in mud, and this flying driving me crazy, and you're giving me a headache. How can I celebrate when everything stinks?" And he stomped off. Jim tried to ignore all the holiday celebrations, but he couldn't ignore the rumbling in his tummy. Maybe Norman was right. Maybe the bananas will ripen in my stomach. He peeled the green banana and ate it. Oh, whoa, Norman wasn't right. "Norman wasn't right about what?" asked Norman. "About the bananas," said Jim. "Now my stomach hurts, and I still have a headache, and I'm muddy, and I'm wet, and I've gone to come and think of it, I'm cold too, not to mention that this fly won't leave me alone, and I can't anyone celebrate when everything stinks." "Sounds like you could use some tea," said Norman. "Tea?" said Jim. "I don't like tea." "Have you ever tried it?" asked Norman. "No," said Jim. "Maybe give it a try," suggested Norman. Jim took a sip of the tea. It warmed all the way to his tummy. In fact, it started to make his tummy feel better. "It's made with mint leaves that grow right here. Pretty nice, huh?" said Norman. "I've never noticed the mint leaves," said Jim. "They've do a good job of blending in, said Norman. Can I get that for you, said Chameleon. Thanks, said Jim. I guess there are lots of things I haven't noticed. It can be hard to notice things when you haven't got a lot of complaints, said Norman. Jim looked around. He noticed how pretty the raindrops looked on the leaves, and the holiday tree made a pretty good umbrella, and that he was surrounded by loved ones. Taking time to notice good things can make our problems grow smaller, said Norman. Jim agreed. And that was the reason to celebrate. The end. Stay tuned for other future Grumpy Monkey books upon development by Susan Lang and Max Lang, and read by me, Migbar.